thank God for what he has done in my life. First of all, knowing this altar and finding myself in this altar is the greatest gift God has ever given to me. So what brought me to this altar was the problem of my daughter. After I gave birth to her, 2018, 2-3 months later, strange illness before her. Every 3 weeks, we'll be visiting the hospital. We won't see anything. This thing continued down to 2021. I got fed up of the child when we relocated to Ghana. My friend introduced me to this prayer altar. One fateful day, being August 31st, 2021, we were at the hospital. I had already given up on the child. Deep down me, I was saying, if this child wants to die, let her die, because I have not seen where God will give you gifts that will add you sorrow. So Papa now declared, I was just listening to NSPPD that day. So when I was listening to the prayer, I left the child. I wasn't even concerned again because I was fed up. So Papa now declared, that child in the hospital, you are waiting for that lab results to come out. Nothing will be seen. Nothing will be seen. So why that prayer was made, 15 minutes later, they called us that the lab result was out. When the lab result came out, nothing was actually seen. I was like, hey, Papa said this. So then the doctor called me and said, did we give her any antibiotic before going for the lab? I said, how am I going to give her antibiotic? Where will the drugs come from? Then they discharged us. We went back home. When we went back home, I was looking at this child. I was like, let me see that God of Pastor Jerry. Let me see what he will do. To my greatest surprise, since that day till today, we have never visited the hospital. My child is fine. The falling hairs, the slimness, that child looking like a Pashoko child. She is very healthy, bouncing. She was supposed to come here with me. We came for the Ghana conference to testify with the child, but we were unlucky to give the testimony. Fast forward to myself. When we joined that altar, Pastor will always say, give me 3 months of your time. If you don't see anything, then leave. I said, okay, let me see. 2015, I started having arthritis on my leg. I joined that altar. Every rainy season, it is always difficult for me. I can't stay under the AC. If I take cold water, my leg, I can't stand. I'll feel like I'm being electrocuted. My legs, I'll start getting the shock. Then that day, that was on the 14th November 2021, on 1 second service, Sunday service, Pastor declared, that pains in your leg you are feeling. And that day I was wearing my socks. I've started, it was during the rainy season. Then I packed my leg with the abonica and everything. I had started my physiotherapy because it became severe at 2021. He said, let that pain disappear. Let that pain disappear. I stood up from my bed. I jumped up. I removed the socks, everything. I was now jumping, saying, oh yeah, the pain disappear. Oh, I know this is my word. Then immediately, I didn't see any pains again. I said, now like this miracle they happen. Within 1 second, Papa said this thing. I did not believe it. I said, I will not be in a hurry to share this testimony. Let me see. Next year, rainy season, let me see what will happen. I went and buy AC. I put in my house. I started drinking cold water. Everything I did not see. 1 year passed. I said, no, this thing will come back again. No. I waited. I did not see anything. Since that day till today, arthritis disappeared. Then Papa will always say, you should picture yourself where you are and where you want to be. My brand has been a small business brand, which I started with 244,000. When I started this business, it kept on going. We grew from 144 to 200,000, from 200,000 to 400,000. I felt comfortable at that area. I never knew God was about to push me to something better. When Papa would say, picture yourself where you want to be. Immediately, they got me ejected from where I was in that my small, comfortable place. I started working in my room. I stayed there 1 year and 6 months in that my room doing business. Then one day, I saw a land beside my house. One spirit said, go to that land. I said, hey, lovely, where did you have money to go for this land? Then I said, dress like you're a big woman with faith, go and price that land. I went, I priced that land. I came back home, they told me the price. I said, I don't have money. Oh yeah, start susu. I started saving. I said, if it's for me, the land will be there. This was how I was. And to my greatest surprise, I was able to go and pay for that place. I started my project in that land. I was aiming a project of maybe 2 million naira. When we started that project, I got stuck along the line. No money to finish it. People started gossiping. Oh yeah, you don't carry waiting big past you. I said, I follow Papa faith to don't go declare, carry waiting big past me. I started saying, God, I will not bow down my head in shame. This was where I was. When the project got stuck, in February 6, Papa declared, receive help for major projects. I jumped from the bathroom where I was preparing my daughter from school. I came out, I said, this is for me, God. I received help for major projects. I don't know where the help is coming from, but God, give me help for major projects. Before 10 a.m. that morning, I got an alert from the US, more than millions of naira. They said, Loveling, how much do you need to finish this project? I said, oh, I don't know, but you give me what you want, because I don't even know what to say. I'm scared about the amount I'm going to call. This was how I started a project from 400,000 my business, and I moved to a project of 10 million naira. And this is me in my life. I have never done a business of more than 100,000. I have never earned money more than 50,000 in my life. If I am working, my daughter's sickness is taking that money away. I feed from hand to mouth, but today I am counting in millions. My business is counting in Papa, Papa, I cannot believe it. From November to now, I started counting in millions. Who I am? Ekwesunto! NSPP.
Yes.